Hello everybody, welcome to Indigo Tarot Odyssey. How is everybody? I hope you're stepping into the new year nice and calm and serene and you've all been feeling well. I'm learning some new methods to cope with the colder weather and still spend time outside in nature, especially with the little stray animals that come visit me, and give them food and hang out because it's my ultimate grounding tool. And I just want to share, I had a nice experience. I just went to the mall because I had to pick something up, and I was blown away, and I didn't even know this was possible, that like clothes could cost less than like a washcloth or a cup of coffee from a gas station. So anyway, Macy's, which has this Macy's backdoor, backstage, upstage or something across the stage, something. I don't know if it is their winter clearance or what is going on. I don't have the receipt rate on me, but oh my gosh, I do actually. I have to show you something. If you guys live near this place, you have to go there, because look at the prices I just paid for full sweaters. $2.98, $4.97, $4.97, $2.98, $1.96, and $4.97. And one of them is cashmere. I can't even, I went to this rack and I was like, is this a mistake? How is this even possible? And I left with an absolute treasure trove of great cardigans, and some are tie-dyed. The color's a bright, beautiful peach, really super well made, like kind of Kafgan thing. So happy, just got me in the best mood. I just went up there to pick up some food, and I was like, I'll just browse in there and see if they have, I like to get Hagen white fluffy towels. He loves white towels and he's obsessed. So when I went in there, I was like, I'll look over on that rack, and I was like, my arm was so laden with things that it was like it couldn't almost hold stuff up. I mean, it wasn't crazy. I think I got like 7 or 8 things, but they're winter things. I'm so blown away, so lucky. So I feel like sometimes when I just listen to my guidance thing that's like, look over there and do this, some fun things happen. So quick announcement right before we start our reading, which is going to be about messages from our ancestors, our guides, and our higher selves, because it is that time where we need a healthy perspective and a really touch down with what has meaning in our life and how to forge forward in a calm, serene, like really well balanced manner. So I created 2 special spreads, which I'm doing. If you want to come over to IG and DM me and book yours, they're really inexpensive. They're $30 each, and they're normally 60 plus, and they can run on any time frame. And this is just a yearly layout. Your theme each month is going to have a theme and a new card in the center. We're going to start with January and go all the way around, and you're going to have a 12-month kind of scope, and it just runs as long as it runs. But I thought that would be really fun. And then my second one, which is fantastic, same, only $30. It's half off. I want to make this affordable because I know people's budgets are different right now. It's the Ultimate Love Tarot Spread, and there is 15 different questions in this: past, present, your feelings, their feelings, positive, negatives, hopes, fears, all of these things that are in it. And any other messages that come in, I add as well. So all you have to do is come over to SparKrist11 on IG or email me, either one, and just DM me to book or email, and then we'll get you in there. And I always get the readings back within 48 hours of them being booked. And I love to run these because everybody's like, Mel, can you run a special? And I find that they get really excited about the love spreads and also like the big picture stuff. So let's see what's happening in terms of, I'm going to let you make your choice. We're going to have 3 choices of, what messages are from your higher self. It can be from your future self, whatever is coming in, because I feel like, there is a beautiful planetary shift where we now feel empowered by our inner voice, and we're going to listen to it. And I wanted to share this, and I shared it in my smaller video, my daily positivity, that I was blown away when I was looking at the statistics of how we respond to certain phrases, whether they're positive or negative, and how they impact us. And the research is showing that when you enunciate something out loud that's negative to yourself, whatever it is, I'm fat, I'm tired, I'm ugly, I can't do this, blah, 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 and you add negative attachments, it has 70% more impact towards more negative behavior, where even if you say something positive, I'm happy, I'm buoyant, I'm capable, so on and so forth. It's only kind of like 40% absorbed and works in the positive direction. So I always feel like double up and, get that 80%. Say things, I am healing on a cellular level. I feel great. I'm vibrant. I can listen. I have a capacity to listen and love. I feel loving. I feel healed. I feel all of these things. Please, whenever you can, say these things aloud to yourself. It makes all the difference. It starts with like our vibration, right? And then our inner dialogue. And thoughts are very convoluted and screwy and weird and out there and ego driven. So they'll usually start from the moment we open our eyes to have some sort of anxiety. How am I going to pay this bill, feed this animal, travel, blah, 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 blah. What we need to do is center and ground out when we wake up. We have to land. We have to focus, get our compass, get our bearings. So slow down and breathe and start with your gratitude list. Wow, I can breathe, right? Wow, I can open my eyes, for the most part and see what's going on. I have my limbs, whatever, the basics are. You start with that, the starting point that makes you feel good. You can have coffee, you can have tea, you have a roof over your head, even if it's only temporary. All of these things, because that's where we need to get our bearings from, a place of gratitude, and it's going to be helpful. And when I was hearing these numbers, I said, that is it. And that's why I always noticed people I worked with, they were always talking about tragedy, illness, sickness, accidents, so on and so forth. That was be getting more of that into their life, because what happens is, through the power of suggestion, we train ourselves to feel and view the world and ourselves a certain way. So why aren't we building ourselves and making ourselves stronger and feeling great? So whenever the next time you want to say, oh, that was so stupid of me or whatever, pause and say, what, that's simply not true. In what perceived inadequacy do I think I'm stupid? Mathematically, I'm right up there with probably the primates, and I don't care if I take my time, I can do it. But I have an immense vocabulary and have a great understanding of psychology, so on and so forth. We're not meant to be all things. And I love how Marissa Peers talks about how that's the problem with people. They try to be all things to all people or appear a certain way. Be good at what you're good at. Be good at what you're gifted at and hone that. Wouldn't you rather be just absolutely sterling and sparkling in one or two things than be like, kind of and 50 things? You know what I mean? I'm an excellent jewelry designer and I love to make jewelry. I'm a great orator. I take my time. I love words. I love to express. The microphone, the TV, all of that is my friend. I like it. It's my natural gift. I've had it since I've been young. I'm the youngest of 4 boys. Of course, I am going to be erudite to make anyone listen to me or pay attention to me when I'm young, right? And that's the thing. That's where I also hone my emotional intelligence skills, because I realized in order to ever be heard in a big, boisterous athletic family, that, we need to be creative. So we all hone and grow these little gifts throughout our life. And this is the time to identify and say yes to life. So here's our choices. Number 1 is it's a yes. Number 2 is embrace meditation. And number 3 is listen to your intuition. So we're going to find out, number 1, what your guides are trying to say to you. So right away, some of you guys are questioning, am I going to have a better financial footing and job and security coming in this new year? And you absolutely are. What's happening is that the universe loves a decision. So we decided that's what we want, right? So we start to manifest it. We're going to pull a few cards too. I'm going to pull right off the top of this. Let me get this. I'm going to break it. I have one of my favorite decks here. I adore this deck. It's the maker of the Illuminati. There you go, the Star card. Your wish is coming true, and it is a yes. So monetarily, not only going to be positioned well, but emotionally, your emotional, you're watching out for your own emotional welfare. You're kind of monitoring your inner dialogue, and your perceptions are being given a chance to be more expansive, and you're just feeling better about life. And also, I love the wish card because it's saying, and the Star card, sorry, because it's saying your wishes are going to be granted. It takes very little to manifest and magnetize things to us. It starts in our thought process. Thank you, universe, for whatever it is, this $10,000. I really appreciate it. I am going to put it away towards a great vacation. Thank you for, a really well-working body and great digestion and a smart, quick wit, whatever, you're feeling that you need or you want, already have gratitude for it. So it comes in, sometimes if we have to meet a bunch of people or be in a Zoom call, it's like we want our wits about us, right? We want to be witty and conversive as opposed to, any kind of stage fright, stuff like that. So we want to bring that in. So you're just going to have that. It is your time to receive. You are a kind and loving soul who constantly reaches out and gives to others. But now it's time for you to learn how to graciously receive. Just as with the ebb and flow of the tides, the art of giving and receiving is a natural law and order of the universe. So right away, I feel like you have a very natural giving persona about you, and you're so used to giving that sometimes we can create blockages in our receptive fields, going, well, oh no, I'm the giver, these people are deserving, and it's not because we don't think that we are of high value or we're deserving. We just are kind of in that mode, right? But sometimes we have to stand back. It's almost like if you're complimenting somebody, you wouldn't stand there and compliment effusively for 5 minutes and not let them say a thing or compliment you back, right? One of those niceties. And sometimes we need to do that. And I feel like a great way to do that is if you're conversing with somebody in your family or a friend, all we need to do is have a moment of stillness and pause, give space in between the conversation so they can emote what they're really feeling and say nice things back to you, right? Sometimes we feel hurried to finish conversations or interactions, when I feel like if you slow down, people are going to say what they really mean, what they really want, how they really feel, right? It'll be a really nice change. Hermit, look at these major arcana, and your spirit self is wanting you to say, hey, how about stepping back into stillness so you can sort of really monitor how you feel, How's your heart space? How's your chi? How are those meridians going? Is anything blocked? Do you feel stiff? Pay attention to kind of like your inner dialogue. Maybe start reading things that lift and bolster you. Like I'm always into all my oracle decks and reading them because they're very profound, deep, and helpful. And every once in a while, I'm like, that's exactly what I need to hear right now. You have a lot of new beginnings coming in. Everything in life is constantly vibrating and moving, so it's continuously changing and evolving. And when you're aware that a new beginning is on the horizon, you're going to have courage and faith because right now, life is trying to nudge you forward in a new direction. And I feel like it's simple. You are going to have a positive and profound effect on your future by letting things process and slowing down. I have to do that. If I just race from task to task, I have a hard time. There you go. You're going to have a King of Wands coming in for some of you guys. This is an amazing, a soulful love companion, warmth, giving, magic kind of in their own sovereign and strong and secure in who they are and feeling good. I love this card so much because it's someone, they have the courage of their convictions, they mean what they say, they're authentic. And also if this card is representative of you right now, that means you're just going to feel really in balance. You're going to definitely not say yes when you want to say no to things. You're not going to give away your resources, your time, or put yourself in a hazardous mental state running ragged for other people. This is like, no, I have to govern my kingdom, my interior, and by stepping back and shining a light on what really, 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 really matters right now, you're going to be able to do that. And that's something that I feel that this message keeps pressing for you. What do you really wish for? What do you really want? Because you can have it come about. The universe is waiting for you to put that order in. It is going to start operating immediately. Keep gratitude in your heart for this thing. Do not, get impatient or have lack mentality. Just know it's coming for you. Whether it is, this beautiful love that you've been waiting for, whether it's for this kind of wisdom and knowledge you've been waiting for, a present you're waiting to receive. Some of you guys, it's a new home, I feel like, for sure as well. So that's you, group one. Beautiful energy. So the universe is saying it is a yes. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Don't forget to press like and subscribe. My name is Melanie. Thanks so much. And you guys, if you aren't aware, I have a secondary channel where I do a daily read called Daily Pops of Positivity over on SparKrist Inspirations. And come on over to IG or email me. My links are down below to get in on either one of those special layout reads, your true love or a yearly read at only $30. It's like a real steal. But again, I know people are economizing, so I'm playing along and getting into the swing of that. So let's go on. I'm going to have a sip of water and we're going to go on to embrace meditation. Right away, I'm hearing Spirit say to you, You deserve to be calm. You deserve to have and hear yourself think and have a sense of well-being and have your bearings and have some tranquility and peacefulness come into your life. It's so funny. I couldn't remember why this color code stood in my head, and I made a whole jewelry set with this, and I was like, I love blue and gold, and I love sapphire and saffron together. And I was like, I saw this card, and all of a sudden I started working, in that. And that's part of it. Like, I meditate on things I see, and it kind of goes in this little pocket in my mind, and it comes out when I need it and helps me develop anything. Patterns, connections, putting the pieces together, seeing calm. And this is kind of like where I find myself continually, as you will, to rise to the occasions during the day, especially if you have special needs children or you have anybody that has, any kind of, higher needs, or it can be a combative family, it can be a lot going on, pressing issues, illness within the family. It'll help you be able to keep stepping up and rise up to the occasion, because Spirit wants you to know when you take a moment for yourself and you become calm and you become rested and centered, just by, it can be a breathing process. Mine is, sometimes I like a quick escape. I'll go and I'll watch a short little SNL break. I'll make sure that I've eaten, because I'm really bad with that kind of habit lately. Like, all of a sudden I'll reach starvation stage and I'll be like, why can't I focus? What's going on? We're paying attention to our inner self. And when I slow down, take a deep breath, meditation to me is just grounding and finding a focus point. Again, I look at a single item and I'll be like, this is a picture. Breathe in, breathe out. This is a picture. The most simple, we keep that sentence while breathing. Then we ground out and we focus. Okay, where was I, right? Oh yeah, I'm trying to, I am self-soothing. I'm making myself feel better. I'm getting balanced. So I have a reserve for others when they need me, as well as myself, that I don't burn out my bandwidth. I don't become in an agitated state. So hello from heaven is one of your messages. Your loved ones in the spirit world want to connect with you as much as you want to connect with them. They know that you've been thinking of them, and they are sending you signs and symbols to show you how much they love you and prove they are with you at this time. Again, you guys, for this particular group, I keep seeing 222s, 444s, 7s are going to come up, butterflies, coins, feathers, and for some of you guys, it's like, I just see like constellations. All these little things are going to come up, and all these little symbolic things. Pay attention, because synchronicities are oftentimes very repetitive, because it's important, that the message comes across. And oftentimes we'll just think something is a funny coincidence and we'll brush over it when it really is an important message. Oh man, look at this. So universe is saying to you, you are going to gain some new and powerful perspectives on things, and it's going to bring in allies. It's going to bring in kindred spirits. It's going to bring in remarkable strength. It's going to bring in agility. It's going to bring in balance. All of those things where you're going to feel composed together and like you're able to do anything. Your capabilities are just going to soar. It can be, for some of you, I'm trying to do things in the educational fields and get degrees, so on and so forth, new jobs, acquire new skills, have whatever, open your own stores, channels, whatever it is, that you're going to have a new perspective. Of course, I can do this, and I can do it extraordinarily well. All I have to be careful is to not blindside myself and get overworked, because 8 of Swords can slowly bring us to 10 of Swords, where we're just in overdrive mentally. Now, here's the thing. When we get too logistical, we overplan, or we get just too mentally juiced up. It blocks our natural intuition and flow, because we're overthinking things. Now, I read this thing the other day, and I feel like this is part of it, and it's pertinent. As kind of like creatures of comfort, if something takes more than 20 seconds, we will take the easier route, and oftentimes that means just reaching for the remote control if it's by our bed, and we'll just watch TV instead of going for that walk. Because it takes 20 seconds to find our shoes, if it takes 20 seconds to get up, walk in the kitchen, even if we're not feeling hydrated, get a bottle of water, all those things, we'll forego it till we're uncomfortable. And this is becoming a prisoner of that. So what you have to do is move a muscle and change a thought right away and get this new perspective, because this is just kind of like tug of war with a ghost. We think we can't at times, therefore we can't. And most of the time we think we can, therefore we can, right? You ever talk yourself out of, you're getting ready to go to the gym, you're getting ready to go somewhere, and do something and you're like, oh, I bet it's cold out. Oh, I bet I have to scrape ice off my thing. Oh, I bet it's going to be a line. I bet this not. And then all of a sudden you've talked yourself completely out of what you wanted to do that was going to close that tab and make you feel better. This is just overthinking. So this is saying just be careful of that, because it's time you're going to let it go. But if we're in a meditative, calm state, guess what we don't usually do? We don't usually overthink things. So let's pull a third card on it. There we go. Look, we have this Knight of Cups. This is funny because the other one was the King of Wands. So this one I definitely feel like is a love offer coming in from somebody who is grounded, stable, lovable, emotionally intelligent, really likes life and just grabs it by kind of like the mane and rides off into the sunset. This person is really beautiful and unique in that they're always authentic and they don't feel like they have to pretend to be something they're not. So when you meet them, Knights are always honorable, you know, they're always integrity based. They're always saying, you know, let's communicate about this. If something doesn't, this is what I would kind of like to see happen. What would you like to see happen? This is here where I feel like where this relationship is going, or where I'd like to see it go. How about you? Honest communication. You're there for them. They're not looking for greener grass. They're not looking for a bigger, better deal. Really loving, capable person that's coming in your higher self. And your guides want you to know, be supportive of your mental state by believing that you are the prize, because you absolutely are. You are not an afterthought. You are the person that they choose, and you are special. Everybody is uniquely themselves, and nobody is always on, and nobody is perfect. And in fact, have you ever been around somebody who just is like, people, how do we know if somebody's perfect? Usually because they're constantly telling us, right? And that's not perfection to me. That's just constant boasting, you know, like, oh, my GPA is this, and I have this, and I have a stable of horses, and I fly to Spain every other day, and I lick Rome clean, and I do all of this and all of that, you know, just going on and on. And it's like, I can't. Sometimes that happens in higher academic circles because people feel like they have to prove themselves and, you know, just go on and on and on. It's very snoozy. So that's, you know, it's like we're not aiming for perfection. I love people's little strange little nuances that make them, you know, their quirky little things like crazy laughs, a crooked tooth, big ears, fun things, tattoos, unique things that make people originals. I love that. I love like crazy hair. I love when Ian wakes up, because he has the craziest hair when he wakes up, and it's so sweet because it like all of the back of the hair pushes like to the top and the front. It does this thing, and I love that. It's almost like, you know, like when people can be like cats when they wake up and they don't even know who they are and they're just wandering around. It's like I wake up fully cognizant of everything. I don't know how I do it. It's like I'm awake before I open my eyes, and I'm like going over a gratitude list. So when I wake up, I have my bearings. But I have some family members, they don't know ass from elbow when they wake up. They don't even know what planet they're on. And I think it's so funny because that sort of thing, and I cherish that, and I love that about people. And that's this kind of energy that they're just going to love you for being silly and quirky and laughing at crazy things and getting up to stuff and it being a beautiful, messy you, and they're just absolutely going to love it. So I love that for you, group 2. Beautiful energy. Yeah, look at the wheel. This also, I also feel like there is going to be something closing out that used to bother you and used to just kind of harass and get on your nerves. That's going to be closed out, and you no longer have to deal with that. Maybe over contemplating things, prevaricating, and second guessing yourself. I feel like that's a thing of the past, and this is also what will help you. You know, blessings come when we slow down, we breathe, we look, we center, and we ask, hey, what has meaning and import? And I'm just going to pursue that right now. And it should be something joyful, gleeful, and light that brings you lightness and brightness. So that is you, group 2. Welcome to my channel. If you're new, don't forget to press like and subscribe. It really helps me. My name is Melanie, and I really appreciate you guys coming here. If you want to take advantage of either one of my special reads, my full love blowout, that's an amazing, amazing spread, and the yearly read too. I mean, it's really a lot of fun doing these things, and I look forward to. You can either email me or me DM over at SparKrist11. Thank you guys for all your support. People that have joined Patreon and helped support my channel, you guys are amazing. All my information is down below for that too. And whenever anybody orders a private read, whether it's a special or not, I get that reading back to you within 48 hours. That's one thing that I like to do. I don't let things linger around. I want to tap into that energy and not have, you know, some crazy waiting list. So that is you guys. Now sip of water, and then we're going to get on to number 3. I love the artwork in this card. Oh, I love it. Okay, so listen to your intuition. So right away, I feel like your angels and guides are constantly trying to tell you this. And I feel like group 3, that there's a lot of you guys that are empathic. You're highly intuitive. You probably have a lot of like natural gifts, maybe clairaudience, clairvoyance, little things where you just know, you sense things. You have that beautiful extrasensory perceptions. You probably can read, micro expressions and body language, and you're just really tuned into that, and you're sensitive to other people. And now you're going to tap in. So you're going to know the right people to be around, the right circumstances in which to say yes or no. And you're just kind of like, you're fielding life beautifully, because it's not one of those things. There's no fear-based, guilt, shame, any of those things that are the lower vibrations that become problematic because they create blockages. And it's all about resisting when we go in those. We resist the flow, we resist all of these things. And getting back to that premise that since we believe what we tell ourselves, why aren't we telling ourselves, I'm winning, I am valuable, this is going to come to me, I have gratitude, my life is warm and centered and beautiful, I receive messages constantly from the universe that help guide and keep me at peace. Messages like that, right? Now, for some of you guys, stand your ground. There may be something going on in your life. Standing your ground is an empowering, confidence-building action to take from time to time. Now is a moment when you need to stand your ground. You know you can do it, and you know that by doing so, you will be the victor. For some of you guys, it is leaving a relationship you're done with. Your goose is cooked. You're done. That's enough of that breadcrumb behavior. That's enough of that somebody feeding you lies, somebody just being ridiculous. Some of you guys, this is a job where you're like, all right, they better put up or shut up. They owe me this amount of income and or a raise. And also stand your ground if somebody is trying in any way, shape, or form to take advantage of you and your resources. You're kind of coming to terms with this, and you know this now. And I always feel like the best way to deal with this, because I've had to do so many negotiations and different other things with like everything that goes on in my life, business or otherwise. And what I realize is, speak your truth, use as few phrases as possible, speak with a strong, low voice. Do not end anything in a question mark like, that's right. Right? Like, no, this is the right thing to do. Exclamation park. Park your car in the rear. I'm taking over. Exclamation mark. That's it. I am due this raise. We are well past 6 months. Exclamation mark. Eye contact. Good stance. And listen, our body also can play a PowerPoint in this too, right? Take up room, have your feet spread apart, have your arm, don't cross your arms, don't make yourself smaller. When you are due something, take up space, be commanding and ask for it, because what happens is there's a lot of advantage takers in this world. And if they think it's going to be overlooked or someone's too timid to do this, then that's exactly what will take place. And people that are predatory, especially, they thrive on this. So take up space, lower your voice, speak slowly. Don't also answer right away. If somebody comes at you and tries to derail you, take a long pause and be quiet, because the cool thing about that is they will keep talking and they will give away things and make themselves nervous. It's the best thing. Like, I've had people that if they're just snarky or a-holes and they think like whatever, if they're envious or whatever, people, coworkers that you've worked with, they skive off and they just say something snarky and they think they're going to get a response. The best thing is to just deadpan stare them in the eye and not say a word. The nervousness of them will go through the roof. It's the best. But stand your ground, because I feel like some of you guys have been maybe running yourself a little ragged for other people. They're like, thank you, I'll take that. Thank you, I'll take that. And you're like, no, you know what? This is my time, money, resources, whatever. No, thank you, And then also just speaking like an adult about it. Listen, this has come to my attention. On A, B, and C, I have given you this. You have not paid me back, or you said you were going to do this. You haven't. I'd really appreciate, that this gets done, because I am quite sure this was agreed upon, right? Things of that nature. Stand your ground, and don't prevaricate, and don't leave an open-ended question or, don't leave like anything, make it emphatic, a statement. And listen, you'll have to be willing to listen if you want to really understand someone. Now is not the time to be offering advice, but to be a compassionate listener. And I've had to learn this lesson as well. Oftentimes our children, relatives, whatever, friends, they don't want us to therapize or necessarily come up with answers for them, but they just want a calm place to express themselves. So listening is wonderful and helpful in itself. To listen fully and intently means to pay attention, not just to what's being said, but to what lies beneath the words. For some of you guys, this is within this, there's going to be a love message. I wouldn't doubt if one of these cards is a Knight or a High Wands card. I definitely feel that a love offer is coming in, and usually you're so busy disregarding, going, that wouldn't be a possibility, that if you're tuned in to listen, you'll hear that love offer and that wanting to connect in that romantic way. And for some of you guys too, you'll really listen, that maybe a family member is feeling neglected, hurt, or otherwise. Just listen. And it's not accusatory, and it's no need to get defensive, and it's not saying that this is something that you did. It's simply somebody wants more attention, love, or affection. That's all. And when we can listen, we're in a place of winning big time. There we go. I knew there'd be a Knight in there. There you go. So some of you guys, you're going to have a beautiful love offering from an earth sign. Most likely, I feel like Capricorn, Taurian energy. This person has kind of been waiting in the wings, like a little, little soft shoe dance, but they feel romantic yearnings towards you. And I feel like if you plug in and you listen, you're going to hear that. And I would love for you guys to comment down below if some of you guys have been noticing this, whether it's somebody you've been DMing, messaging, you work with, you go to school with, something that all of a sudden it's like the energy has shifted a little bit. And I definitely feel that's what's taking place. But also this is monetary opportunities for you too. So listen, when people are asking for certain things, they're not jesting. They really do want to invest in you and or hire you, or use some of your beautiful skill sets and hire you for them. Okay. Standing your ground again, this exact same card as standing your ground. This is you not being defensive, but you definitely saying no when you want to say no. Not being, if they're constantly calling you into work every single day when everybody is sick and you've always said yes and they just feel entitled to your time. No, thank you. If you're not feeling well and you don't want to go somewhere, no, thank you. I'm not going to be able to come to this event, this job, or whatever. I'm feeling unwell. Not over explaining yourself. If you have family members that are constantly just like, I don't know, why didn't you do this? Why is this that way? And you feel like you're always explaining or you're defensive, stop right away and just say, because I didn't feel like it. I'm not in the mood for that. Anything else? Seriously, because I hate when people do that. They pressurize us, and it's usually narcissists that do this. It's either people that want your time or want you to make things the way they want them. This is you just saying, no, thank you. I don't have the energy time to do this today, but thanks for asking. Thanks for playing. Bye-bye. You can go past go and collect your $200 and go away. There's your other love card, the Queen of Wands. That's why you're going to be feeling this. You're going to be meeting your match. This is you, universe, saying, get ready to step into this power and, nuance and all of this sparkly, silvery, light, engaging energy where you feel good, you feel capable, you feel hot and on fire and able to do things that you thought you weren't capable of because they seem too big. They seem tremendous. They're like, this is you operating the arena of life in a big way, and people paying attention to you and loving what you have to offer. They're loving your personality, your charm, and I feel like a lot of this is for some fire sign ladies and men too, where you're just stepping into that 5-alarm charm. Fire signs have an innate charm. Aries, oh my Lord, Sagittarius, charming and lucky group. It's just one of those things. And forget about Leos. I mean, they are the king of charm. It's that beautiful, regal, fiery energy where people are just like, who is that? And what are they doing now? And what are they wearing? What are they going to post on IG? And I love their feet. And oh my God, you see those? It's like things like that. Like I just see all these voices and there is chatter about you and people are excited about you, what you're doing, saying, thinking, feeling. So get excited. You're going to be celebrated and people are going to be really stoked about it. So your higher self wants you to know, be proud of who you are and how you're progressing because you deserve this. So I'm really excited. This turned out really well. I just felt like, really guided to do this and choose these cards, and I feel like it went extremely well. And I like that when I'm kind of guided by spirit, because sometimes I'm like, I don't like it to be a kind of like too logistical or thought out. I like to just do it on a whim, and these things were close by and I just started hearing these messages and they're definitely meant for you if you chose this. And you guys, sometimes if you want more messages, feel free to go back and watch some of the other ones, because I feel like sometimes that an entire spread or an entire read is meant and might have meaningful messages for you. So again, you guys, my name's Melanie. Thank you so much for tuning into my channel. I really appreciate it. I would love a like or a subscribe as well. It really helps my channel. All my links are down below if you want a private read or take advantage of that full yearly spread for only $30 as well, and or the Lovers spread. I like that. It's a really big 15 card spread. Same deal. And all my links are down below. And I get back to you with whatever reads that you want within 48 hours. And thank you guys for all your great feedback. And, you know, everybody who I read for, I'm so impressed with you guys just giving me your updates. And I have remained friends and spoken to the majority of, especially of my long-term clients that, you know, they come back. Sometimes it's like every couple of weeks, sometimes, you know, a month, but whatever. And I see the progress in your life and in this love coming for you and all these things and these great jobs and these stuff. And you just staying with that, you know, yes, I am rowing in the right direction. Yes, I am feeling good. Yes, I am empowered, and nobody's gonna, ain't nobody gonna drag me down. Oh no, I'm hearing that song. It's such a good song. You know, you feel good, and you're propelling forward into this beautiful kind of like dreamlike state. You're having your love, you're having the things that you deserve. And I love that. So again, you guys, thank you for all your, you know, your comments and your feedback. You guys are the absolute best. Love and light.